Okay, this video is going to help us find out how to calculate an unknown side using SOHCAHTOA. Now, SOHCAHTOA can only be used in a right angle triangle. So there has to be this right angle there for us to use. So let's say, for example, that I have this angle up here at the top that's 56 degrees. And I am trying to find out what length side X is. And I've been given that this hypotenuse here, the longest side is 15 meters. So what I need to do first is I need to decide which sides of the triangle I'm going to consider to find out what the value of X is. So based on the angle that I've been given, I need to determine what these sides are in relation to that angle. The longest side is always my hypotenuse. So I know that one of the sides I'm going to be considering is the hypotenuse. This side X is attached to the angle, so it is considered my adjacent side. And the side that's opposite the angle, that's way across the triangle, is considered my opposite side. Now the hypotenuse always stays the hypotenuse. The other two sides can switch names depending on which angle I'm talking about. Okay, so in this case, because I'm looking for this value of X and I've been given the hypotenuse, I go up here into my SOHCAHTOA and I decide which one which one, sine, cos, or tangent, deals with the adjacent and the hypotenuse. And I can see that the cosine right here, cosine, is the adjacent over the hypotenuse. So that tells me which one, sine, cos, or tan, which one of the trig functions I'm going to choose based on the sides that I'm considering. So what I'm going to set up is the cosine of the angle 56 degrees is equal to the adjacent over the hypotenuse. Then I'm going to fill in the information that I know. Cosine of 56 degrees is equal to the adjacent. Well, we don't know what that is. That's X. That's what we're looking for. Over the hypotenuse, which is 15. I want to get X all by itself. So in order to get X by itself, it's being divided by 15. To get X by itself, I need to multiply both sides by 15. So X is going to become 15 cos 56 degrees. And at this point, once I have X by itself, I can just punch this all into my calculator. So I'm going to punch in 15 times the cosine of 56 degrees. And please make sure that your calculator is in degrees when you do this and not in radians or gradients. 15 times cos 56, and that should give you 8.4, approximately 8.4 meters. Good. Now I'm going to give you a second example. And the second example is going to be different than the first because the unknown is not going to be in the numerator of the fraction, it's going to be in the denominator. Okay. In example 2, again, we've got a right angle triangle. And let's say I know that this side down here is 47 degrees. And what I don't know this time is my hypotenuse, so I'm going to call that Y. And what I've been given is that this opposite side is, let's say it's 7.3 centimeters. Okay, so now, based on this information, now I have to label my triangle again and decide which sides I'm considering. My longest side, again, is my hypotenuse. This side over here is not attached to the angle 47 degrees. Because it's not attached, I have to go across the triangle to get it. So this is my opposite side. So now I have to look at SOHCAHTOA and decide which one, sine, cos, or tan, the SO, the cat, or the TOA part, deals with an opposite and a hypotenuse. And you can see that it's the SO part. That's got the opposite and the hypotenuse. So it's telling me to use the sine function. So I'm going to set it up again. So the sine of 47 degrees is equal to the opposite over the hypotenuse, which in this case is equal to 7.3 over y. Now you can see that this example is different than the one above. Here the unknown is at the top, and here the unknown is at the bottom. But I'm going to do the same process. Notice that this 15 ended up coming over here and multiplying. Well, I'm going to do the same thing with the y. The y is going to come over and multiply sine 47 degrees, and that's going to equal 7.3. But there's an extra step I have to consider, and the extra step is I want y by itself. So because it's multiplying sine 47 degrees, I'm now going to divide both sides by sine 47 degrees. And now y is equal to 7.3 divided by sine 47, and then we just go to our calculator. 7.3 divided by the sine of 47 degrees, which is 9.98. So approximately 9.98 centimeters.